The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? Hello. We got Equality 725. There's a California Kid. There's an R&B Pikachu, a Kimura Kumiko-san, a Bacon Genie. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. We're going to be doing some Star Wars. We're finally, at last, beyond the movie, beyond the galaxy. I don't think we're going beyond the galaxy. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I think it all takes place within the Star Wars galaxy. But we are going beyond the movie. This is, I believe, the first piece of Star Wars media that goes into the expanded universe, I guess. I don't know if Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which was a novel, I don't know if that came out before. I think it came out after this. So I think this is the very first piece of expanded universe Star Wars media. Beyond the Galaxy sounds scary. It sure does. Yes. Yeah, I love the art in these. They have some really fantastic artwork by Howard Chaykin. Hey, Frame Rate, how you doing? Looking forward to the comics? Cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. So Empire Strikes Back before Empire Strikes Back? Oh, Empire Strikes Back's not for another several years. This is still 1977. So this is still released within the first year of Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back came out in I think 1980, so I think we've got about 35 or 40 issues to go through before we get to the Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, so the first 6 issues were based on the screenplay by George Lucas for the original 1977 Star Wars. This, issue number 7, goes beyond the film, and basically they sat down with George Lucas and were just like, "Hey, we got a few ideas of things we can do," and George Lucas was like, "Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Go ahead, do it," and they did it. So the series gets a little bit silly and goofy with some of the Marvel nonsense that they had come up with, but it's still a lot of fun. Are they canon? They used to be. Until Disney bought it. Technically, I mean, Star Wars canon is such a mess. There used to be different degrees of canon, like you had different levels. Like stuff written by George Lucas was canon, and then there was like tiers of like how canon something was. It was kind of confusing, I guess, but now, with when Disney bought it, they basically put a bulldozer to the entire expanded universe and said, okay, now this new stuff is all canon, the old stuff is not canon, but I don't like the new stuff, so I pretty much, Star Wars, you just pick what you like and say, okay, that's cool. Otherwise, yeah, there's not really a whole lot of cohesiveness to it, I would say. But yeah, welcome in, Pugga Flop TV. That's a cool name. Fun is good. All right, so let's dive into this. Star Wars #7, all new Han Solo and Chewbacca on a world the law forgot. Grab a laser gun, Chewie. They've got us surrounded. Wanted, dead or alive, Han Solo and Chewbacca the Wookiee. And they spelled Wookiee right. Reward. I don't know what the reward is, but there is a reward. Also, this must be a... Oh, hey, thank you very much for the 35 bits. I paid the 35 cents that it says on the top left. Now we can read it. Thank you. That's awesome. Disney buys everything. They're going to buy Comic Book Club soon. No! Comic Book Club is not for sale. So down here is where they would put the barcode if you guys are at all interested in this. Here's the barcode. But if it does not have a barcode, that was the direct edition. So barcode is newsstand. You would buy these at a newsstand. And if you did not have a barcode, or if it had like a picture or something, like this Ghost Rider, for example, has like a little picture of Spider-Man there. This was a direct edition, meaning you mail ordered it, or possibly you got it from a comic shop. Although in 1977, I don't believe there were too many comic shops yet. That kind of more came about in the 80s and early 90s. But there definitely were comic shops, but just wasn't quite as common as it was later on. But the direct edition's kind of neat. I don't know. Some people prefer one or the other. I don't care. But yeah. All right, so let's open it up. We have an ad here of many things. Kind of ignore that, I think. Let's read this, and then I will zoom in once we actually start reading here. So we have Stan Lee, Star Wars. Stan Lee presents Star Wars. Although Stan Lee didn't have a ton to do with it, I think he had a little bit of editing, but not a whole lot. They just put Stan Lee Presents on like everything during the 70s. Presents Star Wars, the greatest space fantasy of all, continuing the saga begun in the film by George Lucas, released by 20th Century Fox. New planets, new perils. Now let's see if we can zoom in here so we can... There we go. There we go. You can see it a little bit better. The dreaded Death Star is no more. And the evil Darth Vader, its sole survivor, is fleeing across the galaxy, lost from the sight of men. There's a little asterisk there, which says, as seen in last issue's conclusion of our adaptation of the film, Roy Thomas. And on the fourth moon of Yavin, old friends say fond goodbyes, which can no longer be delayed. Well, slong, Luke. You too, princess. I still wish you were coming with us. Oh, sorry, that's Han. I still wish you were coming with us, kid. You'd make a hell of a star hopper. Thanks, Han. And Chewbacca. But you know, I've got to stay here. At least till then we can scout up a new world to become the main rebel base. Once Darth Vader establishes contact with the Empire again, the Yavin system will no longer be safe for us. The rebellion must continue elsewhere, even without you, Han. Bloop. Stop sniveling, R2. You'll see Master Solo again. He sure will. Whatever you... Oh, let's move it up. There you go. Whatever you do, Luke, wherever you go, I'll find you. After all, I've done what I've got to do. Oh, what? I'll find you all after I've done what I've got to do. Got it. Okay. That's a promise from Han Solo. So we have Roy Thomas, writer and editor, Howard Chaykin, artist co-plotter, Frank Springler, embellisher, Joe Rosen, letterer, Carl Gafford, colorist, and Archie Goodwin, consulting executive. This is, what? Let's see, 1970. Oh, this is the January 78 issue. Cool. All right. You love the colors? I love the colors too. Moments later, the Millennium Falcon streaks skyward. The first time the streaks skyward till first the satellite, then Yavin, then Yavin's fiery sun is lost to view. One more flickering point of flame in a vast black ocean. Well, Chewie, we're on our way. Go on! Yeah, I know. After all that battle action, I'd give my star spurs to stay there and help Princess Leia regroup the rebels. But you forget, we've both got a price on our heads. Issue number 2. Or at least we will have if we don't get back to Dantooine and pay Jabba the Hutt the money we promised him. On Dantooine? Did they get confused? I think they're talking about Tatooine, right? Because Dantooine is a completely different... I don't think Jabba's ever been to Dantooine, but okay. Get a smuggling czar on your tail, old buddy, and even a galactic war won't save you. As soon as the crater's cooled, Jabba'd have us both zapped by one of his blaster-happy bongos. Yeah, I thought you'd see it my way. So set him for Tatooine. Next stop, Mos Eisley Spaceport. Yeah, they completely screwed that up. They said Dantooine when they meant to write Tatooine, like the panels right next to each other. Dantooine and Tatooine, but Dantooine has nothing to do with this. Just an error, I guess. Though we've a few more light years to go before we even cut to hyperspace. Wait, what? You're going a few light years before going to hyperspace? What? So you're gonna be just floating there for years? Like, what? How does that even work? Okay. After all, look at the bright side, Chewbacca, old chum. Even after we pay off Jabba, there's still enough left of the treasure the Rebs gave us to buy a small planet where we can... Uh-oh. Some kind of cruiser at 2 o'clock prime. They paid him enough to buy a planet? This is going off the rails real quick. Scope shows it's drifting. Could just be a derelict. At least it's not an Empire ship. So what the heck? How bad could it be? You know, you've got a point there, pal. It could very well be. Space pirates! Give her the gun, Chewie. We're making a run for it. Dun 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 dun. Continued after next page. Alright. Super Sea Monkeys! The fastest growing sea monkeys of all time. Imagine! Just add water and amazing new sea monkeys. Artemia salina hatch alive right before your eyes. And that's just the start of a multitude of miracles that you will see when you own the most adorable live pets to ever to bring smiles, laughter, and joy into the American home. Three-eyed freaks of nature. From the very start, new super sea monkeys thrill you with wonders that leave you breathless. Born with but one eye in the center of their heads, a few days they grow 2 more eyes, making them three-eyed freaks of nature. When they grow, they shed their middle eye and become normal 2-eyed sea creatures. And because new super sea monkeys grow so incredibly fast, you actually see them getting bigger and bigger day after fun-filled day. Just 21 days after they're born, they are at least a half-inch long, yet they can live a whole year or more. So eager to please, they obey your commands like a school of tiny dolphins. You could cheat a little bit with the camera and just add a little bit extra contrast. Okay, maybe. I don't want to mess with it right now, but yeah, I could try to tweak that afterwards. I remember sea monkeys. Hey, Cube Dude and Mage, how you guys doing? Good to see you. I invited a girl over in preschool and she wiped out your entire sea monkey population, spilled the tank. Oh, I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's such a sad story. With boundless energy, super sea monkeys romp and play night and day. So full of fun, you'll never tire watching them swim, race, and take turns riding each other's backs like cowboys on their ponies. We even show you how to make them appear to obey your commands. At a snap of your fingers, they follow a candle beam as if hypnotized, loop the loop like a circus daredevils, and even dance to a lively tune. Because super sea monkeys eat so little, keep their water so clean, and need just a minimum of care, even an 8-year-old child can grow them. If you like the company of pets, you'll love owning super sea monkeys. Incredible money-back guarantee. You had a crush on her too, but killing your sea monkeys was a deal breaker? Yeah, that's no good. That's no good at all. Man, I'm sorry. That sounds traumatizing. Simon & Schuster presents the complete Marvel Us collection. Here it is. New, The Superhero Women by Stan Lee. Get in on the latest and greatest of the Marvel Origins books featuring such female favorites as Medusa, Red Sonja, the Black Widow, and Miss Marvel. Spider-Man. Relive the wondrous web-slinger's most memorable moments with the 1978 Mighty Marvel Spider-Man calendar. Learn how to draw comics the Marvel way from Stan the Man Lee and Big John Buscema in How to Draw Comics the Marvel way. Whet your mental appetite with the puzzles, mazes, and games in the second great new Mighty Marvel Fun Book #2. And please your palate with the Mighty Marvel Superhero Cookbook. Marvel Superhero Cookbook from 1978. That sounds interesting. I'd be interested what kind of recipes they have in there. Mighty Marvel Strength and Fitness Book. Mighty Marvel Fun Book #1. Plus, still available, Origins of Marvel Comics. Son of Origins. Bring on the Bad Guys. Now available in one beautifully boxed set, Origins of Marvel Comics and Son of Origins. You convinced me. Please enclosed. Enclosed, please find my payment. Alright, let us continue our story. Sorry for the ad break. Already, however, it is far too late to outdistance the various types of fighter craft which issue guns blazing from the metal belly of the mother ship. Only the Falcon's deflector shields, specially modified by Solo, protect him as he mans the forward laser cannon and reminds the cosmic buccaneers just why he survived so long as a space mercenary. Got him! Yet all the while, the giant cruiser moves into position. Sure looks like an Imperial Star Destroyer, but apparently it's pirates. Okay. So that moments later, blast it, tractor beams got us. She's swallowing us up for boarding. You're not as mad as I am, Chewie. Serves me right for thinking about money when I should have been checking the scope. To be swallowed up by the Death Star was one thing, but space pirates? See issue #3. I don't know who our overeager host is, but one thing's certain, he sure gets around. X-Wingers, TIE Fighters, every kind of small battle spacer I've seen. And I've been from one end of the galaxy to the other. It's well perhaps that he has. For, within minutes, the Millennium Falcon has its first, if unwelcome, passengers since Luke Skywalker, Ben Kenobi, and company. Though all are more or less human, they are as varied in planetary origin as they are invariably grim. The garb of both civilized and semi-civilized star systems sparkle in the corridors, ray guns glitter next to the archaic cutlasses. There's even the white stoic armor of a fallen stormtrooper, strangely out of place. They have like a stormtrooper. Someone picked up some stormtrooper armor. They're just wearing it. And striding through all the din and clamor, a red-bearded man in black. Yeah, it's moment of truth time, all right, furry buddy. Do we make a stand for it, or... I'm afraid that choice has already been made for both of you. Drop it, Starhoppers, before I drop you. That's better. He's all yours, Captain. Nice work, Jolly. I'm glad he didn't force you to kill him. I'd hate to have to bury the illustrious Han Solo. Well then, there now, if it isn't Crimson Jack. Long time no see, but not long enough. Still a joker, eh, Solo? I get by. But when did a second-class scavenger like you pick up even a cast-off cruiser? Last I recall, you were still ambushing spice caravans on the Outer Rim. We've wasted enough time, Captain. Let me blast a hole in him. I see the company you keep is as charming as ever. Or do you pick up Miss Sunshine, Jack? Oh, we got a few more ads here. Shark teeth. Choice of check one box. One living tooth or one fossilized tooth for $2. How is your multiplication? With this handy calculator ballpoint pen, you needn't worry about answers ever again. They're always in your hand. A simple twist of the pen barrel and the correct answer appears in the display area. A calculator pen? That's kind of cool. Our idiocy is your game. Every now and then, somebody gets a brilliant idea. How about packaging stamps in matchboxes? The right size and room for a lot of stamps. So we made a batch of them, more than we'd like to admit. Because after they were all made up, they all looked alike. And now we don't know which is which. But we guarantee that each one is worth at least $1.50, and we'll sell them to you for a mere 75 cents each. Gift wrapped if requested. Or order 3, check to be different, for $2. Please. The Comical Stamp Company. Karate, Kung Fu, Judo, Savate, Jiu-Jitsu, the greatest self-defense system known to man. Be a leaper. Stuffed shots, amazing basketball booklet. Increases jumping ability 6 inches in 6 weeks. Free catalog, over 500 low-cost hobby items, tropical fish. Trampoline. Comic list. The Batcave Comic Book Store, New York, New York. I bet they had some really sweet stuff. Poems set to music. Let our staff of professional songwriters turn your words into a song. Comics, we got 'em. Thousands. Marvel's a specialty. Muscles in 7 days. Be taller. Learn facts on height increase. Guaranteed tall up. Lose 9 pounds in 2 days. Okay. Satisfy your meat tooth. What would you buy? What would I buy here? I don't know. Tropical fish are pretty cool, but I'm kind of more interested in the Batcave Comic Book Store. That place sounds pretty sweet. Especially back in 1978, I bet they had some really awesome stuff. Back then, prices for comics were a lot more affordable. For those times when you get a craving for something to really sink your teeth into, sink them into a Slim Jim meat snacks. The chewy all-meat sticks that come in 6 mouth-watering flavors: mild, spicy, pizza, bacon, salami, and pepperoni. One bite will have you absolutely howling with delight. A little less than a meal, a little more than a snack. Remember how many times you felt left out because you were broke? Places the gang was going and you weren't included. They all had money for movies, games, hamburgers, and soft drinks. All of them except you. Well, you'll never be left out again. Now you can make $2, $5, $10 or more week after week. Introduce Grit. Snap into a Slim Jim. Yeah, the Batcave sounds really cool. I wonder if that store is still around. Some of the stores in these ads are still around. Like I see Lone Star Comics in here quite a bit, and they're still around. They're in Texas. They're the store behind My Comic Shop, which is a website that I buy a ton of comics on. And then there's Mile High Comics. I usually see ads for them in these. They're still pretty big. All right, let's continue. You need to sign up for Grit. Why, you Nova Happy Owl? That's not what we came for, Jolly. I'm sure Mr. Solo has some cargo of considerably more value to us than his misspent life. Well, Solo, you have until the count of 3. You've got all the high numbers, Redbeard. Okay, Chewie. Let's show him the loot. Oh. You love Mile High comics? Cool. Bacon Genie is an excellent handle. Yeah, Bacon Genie is a great name. Amazing. Where did a pair of Star Hoppers get so much treasure? Let's just say a maiden aunt left it to me, okay? And I'm sorry to say there's no more where this came from. This will be quite sufficient. For the present. That's the last of it, Captain. Now can I blast them? Jolly, jolly. Easy to tell you. You're still new at this piracy game. One day, soon, we may again encounter Mr. Solo and his furry friend when they have another interesting cargo. That will hardly be true if we eliminate them, will it? Let's go, lads. Well, there it goes, Chewie. Without that treasure, Jabba will soon have a price in our heads that'll make us the target of every bounty hunter this side of Aquila. We've got no choice now. We've got to lie low for a while on one of those rim worlds I was talking about. Jabba's reach won't be that long. Maybe. Rock, rock. Yeah, I'm glad we're still alive too, I guess. Aduba 3 is on relatively few star charts, and with good reason. Some years back, it was the site of a chromium rush, which turned out to be a largely false alarm, the result of mine seeding by greedy speculators. Since then, those star traders who still remember it mostly turn up their noses at the mention of its name. Still, for a pair of weary space pilots, temporarily on the lam, even its barren wastes have certain possibilities. Well, here we are, Chewie. Home sweet home for a while. That is, if the locals have any employment for a couple of incognito planet jumpers. Garunk! Yeah, I know. There's usually more people around in a spaceport town like this. And that seems to be the reason we didn't see anybody before. Some kind of commotion going on near the local cantina. Apparently the guys are on the ground are unhappy with that insect guy up on the bantha about something. Hey, isn't the buggy dressed like some kind of priest? Can't identify the exact religion. I guess I shouldn't have skipped so much Sunday school as a kid. Sunday school in the Star Trek universe? What? This is just silly. We still zooming. We're still clear. Hope so. Let's say we get a little closer. The 78s are here. Let's see, it's still okay. I think it's good. The Frazetta calendar, 12 brand new months by the master, Frank Frazetta, featuring plenty of the art that has made him famous. Only $4.95 plus 55 cents postage and handling. That's awesome. The Frazetta. I love Frank Frazetta's art. He's like the artist for Conan. The 1978 calendar, that is Star Wars calendar. You saw the movie. You read the comics. Now hang the calendar on your wall. The Star Wars calendar. Only $4.95 plus 55 cents postage and handling. You'll go ape over this swinging new Tarzan calendar with 12 brand new paintings by Boris. Ooh. Boris Vallejo. Another fantastic artist. 1978 J.R.R. Tolkien calendar. Here's a calendar about the man who reinvented fantasy. J.R.R. Tolkien with illustrations by the brothers Hildebrandt. The Tolkien calendar. Only $5.95. The Star Wars Special Editions. Number 1, $2. Includes number 2, $2. Postage and handling, or get both for $3, including postage and handling. These two treasuries contain the complete Star Wars adaptation. So what that is the treasury-sized edition of the of what we read, Star Wars 1 through 6, the first 6 issues, but put into 2 treasury-sized books. And if you're not familiar with treasury-sized books, they're massive. I'll probably read one at some point on here, because I've got a few of them. But they are like massive sized books. They're huge, huge books. Jumbo. They're like over a foot tall, I think. Very, very big books. Brand new and extra special, the Star Wars t-shirt. Only $3.95 plus 50 cents postage and handling for kids, or only $4.49 plus 50 cents postage and handling for adults. I bet those shirts are super rare. Probably super expensive now. Those books are huge. Yeah, they are massive. We got a poster bonanza. All 5 posters for only $2. That's right. Get all of these. I can't even read this. This is. Yeah, I can't read that. Anyway, you get these posters for $2. We got Farah, John, Jamie? I think it says Jamie, Steve, and Donnie and Marie. Group B is Kiss, Hardy Boys, Grizzly Adams, Christy McNichol, and Beretta. Huh. You guys want a Grizzly Adams poster? Farah, wow. That was pretty cool. Cloth or no, pull that buggy down from there. He ain't putting no Borgs in our mound. Yeah, if he likes Borgs so much, let him drag the carcass back to the mission. Even as Solo and Chewbacca approach, the insect-like alien descends from the Bantha's broad, hairy back. Hey, Magnum. How you doing? But before he can speak, one of the angry crowd seeks to lay hands on him. That proves to have been an error in judgment. Thwap! However, before he can remount his huge beast of burden, I've got him, boys! Rough him up! Show him we mean business! I still don't know what's going on here, Chewie, but if you'll join me... Yeah, I thought you would. The spaceport aliens are spacers, mostly. A few mediocre pilots, the rest navigators or crewmen in between assignments. None of them has had the experience in hand-to-hand combat and general roughhousing that Han Solo has. And most certainly, none of them has ever stood up to a Wookiee. In short order, the unequal battle is over. Han Solo turns to the shaken insectoid before him. Oh, looks like it's coming loose at the center. You alright, Para? Para is a high galactic for male parent. L, what? Or Phi. Phi means male child. Okay. Okay. They're just making stuff up now, I guess. Yes, my Phi. They meant me no harm. Not really. Please do not hurt them. I don't bear any judges, Para. But they'd better give my friend Chewbacca a wide berth for a while. If there's a man-like alien anywhere in the galaxy that can take on a angry Wookiee and live to tell the tale, I've sure never seen him. Right. And evidently, I'm not about to. Nice sound effect, 10 out of 10, thanks. Now, Para, what's the dispute? Who's the guy on the travois? He is a Borg who died last night. You know the term, I'm sure? Half human, half mechanical droid. Yet the man, half of him, had a soul, or so my faith believes. The Spacers, as you know, have an age-old prejudice against any kind of robot, and refuse to let him be buried on Spacers Hill, as is his right, as a one-time pilot. Will you bury him there, outside the city? Listen, Para, we've done enough for one. He had this small sack of coins upon his person when he died. By tradition, it belongs to the one who buries him. Borg, old buddy, you just bought yourself a last resting place. You know, Chewie, spacers are a weird lot. Half of them haven't got anything more in common with each other than the same number of eyes. Maybe not even that. But show them a guy who's part machine like the ships they fly, and all of a sudden they're one big, happy, bigoted family. Oh well, all the better for us, eh? At least we'll have enough money to get by here for a while if we don't get a laser bolt in our backsides. Yeah, I know. But at least they're following us at a distance and not reaching for their blasters. Just keep leading the Bantha at a nice even pace and could be we'll get through this without a flare-up. Pleasant hopes, Han Solo. And in truth, none of the spacers would dare to make a face-to-face challenge. But a stone hurled from within a crowd is another matter. Oh! Ow! Go on back where you came from, you dirty Borg lickers! Easy, Chewie. You may be as strong as a whole freighter load of swamp cats, but we're still outnumbered 10-1. Just look fierce, keep your gun low, and maybe they'll let us pass. And then maybe not. Next instant, even as Han Solo is yanked by a tall spacer from his high perch, the insectoid priest is back. Though where he came from, none could say. Chewie sound effects great, thanks. Last chance to subscribe at old prices. Now get 6 titles for the price of 5. Subscribe to 5 Marvel Mags and receive a 6th title for free. Hey, thank you very much for the 20 bits, Bacon Genie. Thank you. I appreciate it. And remember, all titles are mailed flat. You can order... They have 12 issues you can order. Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Conan, Daredevil, The Defenders, Doctor Strange, Fantastic Four, Howard the Duck, Incredible Hulk, The Invaders, Iron Man, Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man, Marvel Team-Up, Spider-Man vs., Marvel 2-in-1 starring The Thing, Master of Kung Fu, Power Man, Thor, Tomb of Dracula, and Super Spidey Stories. I'll sign up for all of them. That's awesome. Start your own money-making business, be a locksmith. Okay, and then on this page we have Star Words, which is the typical letter to the editor. I will read these once we finish the comic here. I like to leave those till afterwards. It'd be better if they stuck them in the back, I feel like, rather than just like in the middle somewhere. It's kind of weird. Stan Lee's special Marvel Bulletin. Check out Pizzazz. Now, the most incredible Dynamite Pizzastic magazine ever to hit newsstands, and you can get it first if you subscribe at the super special character subscription rate. Posters, puzzles, sports, and stories and everything. Bet it's gonna go fast. Sounds great. Yeah, Stan says it's full of action. Wow. Get off my foot. Hulk, been waiting a long time for this. Alright, and then we have Get Rich and Famous, the famous Clark bars. They're all so rich and so good, you may have trouble making up your mind. Howard the Duck OP? I do have a treasury-size Howard the Duck I could read at some point. That could be fun. Strong arms make all the difference. Almost like a miracle, this latest amazing motionless exercise discovery, Mike Marvel's scientific isometrics, will give you fantastic strength with muscles of steel without sweat or strain. Powerful arms, magnificently powerful chest, powerful shoulders, strong stomach muscles, and legs that will seldom tire. No apparatus or exercisers. Your body is your own gymnasium. This secret system develops muscular strength 3 times faster than conventional methods. Oh boy. Clark bar. Yeah, eat Clark bars and get strong arms at the same time while you read Pizzazz. Alright, here we go. Spacer after spacer goes down before Chewbacca's furry fists. Yet because the Wookiee pulls his punches, some of them get back up again. And meanwhile, so far so good, they're mad, but they're not killers. And as long as they don't try anything lethal, there's still a chance we can... Whoops, looks like I spoke too soon. There's one in every crowd. No way I can dodge that Sikurdian battle axe. A Sicardian battle axe. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Whew. So I don't have any choice. Chewbacca, however, is not as squeamish as his Corellian captain. And as soon as he sees first blood, his Wookiee nature manifests itself in its usual manner. He's just blasting away. Oh my gosh, I love this panel right here. Okay, Chewie, these space happy clowns started this little clam bake. Let's end it for them fast, so we can get back to work, huh? Behind me? Where? I don't. Zick! Oh, now I see. Thanks, Chewie. I owe you one. A Corellian-born mercenary who's been everything from a smuggler to virtually a star pirate himself. A 7-foot anthropoid who hails from a world where violence is such an everyday occurrence that there are 15 separate words for it in the Wookiee vocabulary. And a warm-hearted priest of a species which does not even have a heart, as humans understand the term. Together they stand side by side, then back to back in turns, their weapons making a bitter swath in the multicolored, very-shaped mass which swirls and ebbs around them. Man, they're just having a crazy shootout, just blasting away all these people. This is wild. Oh, here's some more ads here. Okay. Comic books for sale. 250,000 in stock. Complete Marvel and DC groups from 1935 to 1978. Also, TV guides, art mags, pulps, Doc Savage, Walt Disney, movie items, Shadow, etc. from 1900 to 1978. We also buy, send list with prices. High school course at home in spare time. Old comic books, back issues of Marvel, DC, Disney, and Golden Age comics for sale. Over 100,000 comics in stock. Holy crap. Man, I wish I could go back and, like, buy comics. Just so they're affordable. Special offer, 99 cents. 1943 steel cent set. Huh. Comic catalog, 10 cents. Cartoon for money. We buy and sell comics. Clint's Comics. Wear the badge of the future in conservation. 50 years old. 15 different U.S. stamps. A lot of stamp ads. Some comic ads. 3 mil comic bags. $3 for 100 bags. That's kind of expensive. $3? I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. When you could buy comics for like 35 cents, that's quite a bit of money. Comic back issues. Turn any wall into a giant TV screen. I guess it's a projector. Scare anyone. Giant magic ghost with brilliant glowing eyes. If they're lucky, they'll have more bodies to bury and more coins. Yeah, hopefully. Without these ads, how much would comics cost? Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Comic convention. There's a comic convention November 25th to the 27th at Statler Hilton Hotel, 7th Avenue and 33rd Street, Manhattan. Oh man, I bet that was a hell of a convention. Buy, sell, trade 1 million comics. Meet 100 guests. Stan Lee, Perez, Red Sonja, and more. Events, films. Free info, Right Creation, Box 6547, Flushing, New York. I would love so much to be able to like just going back in time and just to experience one of those conventions. Oh well. Well, I'm meeting up with you in November. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Until the first of the Spacers turns tail to flee, to be swiftly joined by others of his ilk. Not just yet, Chewie. Don't let your guard down yet. They could still try to pick us off from the shadows, though I don't think that's quite what they've got on their mind. Whoa. Yeah, I guess you're right. They've had it. Now, where's the para? I don't... Oh. Smit! Is that smite? Smit? Smeet? Begone, defilers of the sacred way! Well, Para, looks like we've won that Borg's right to be buried on Spacer's Hill, and all of these people are dead. How's it going? Hey, Diggler Dirk, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm doing pretty well. All of these dead people I gotta bury now. Violence ever begets violence, Outworlder. As my holy book says, for every sin there is an equal and positive retribution. If that's true, Para, then I know an armored creep named Darth Vader who's in for one hell of a payoff one of these fine days. But anyway, that little victory should have solved our problems, right? All but one, my fee. One of the Spacer's laser blasts fortunately missed its two-legged target, but struck the hapless Bantha instead. And a Borg is far heavier than a human because he is half metal. It will be difficult now for us to transport him to his burial place. Difficult for you, maybe, but not for us, eh, Chewie? That's it, old chum. Don't drop it now. Show a little respect. Chewbacca's just gonna carry it. Yes, I know I'm not the one who has to carry it up the hill. Oh, this is good fun. Good fun. Alright. Here's the Marvel Bullpen Bulletins, and ooh, we have another comic ad for Thor in the Dingaling family. By some mysterious quirk of space and time warp, the Dingaling family is thrust into Thor's Asgardian orbit. The family leaves a trail of evil doing on Earth. Grandma Dingaling leads them in swooping silently up behind the Asgardians. Let's get 'em all, kin. Capture 'em, or our name's not Dingaling. We know not what provoketh thee, strange family, but if thou dost come amongst us with unpleasantness in thy hearts, with unpleasantness thou shalt be met, and then some. By cracky, that party yellow-haired fella's the leader. Let's hornswoggle him, and the rest'll be a piece of cake. Okay, Ma, Pa, Annie's sister, brother, cousin B, and Bi, and Grandma, all you dingalings hold 'em still so I can get a bead on 'em with my atomic shotgun. Thy familial bonds are indeed strong. Pity 'tis misspent on evil, but 'tis not before the fierce power of the mystic mallet Mjolnir. But what's this? The cousins, they calleth B and Bi, resisteth the hammer. Hey, haw, cousin Bi, I think we got him. Sure enough, cousin B, it's our cousin power's secret weapon. Nothing can resist it except when our heads wander a bit, and we lose the concentration and we goof it up ourselves. Aye then, 'tis but child's play to use this ploy and distract the cousins B and by and by 'twill be their undoing. Look, that cousin Bi, or cousin B, what were we saying? Oh, look at that! Delicious Hostess fruit pies, apple and cherry. A great, light, tender crust, real fruit filling. Cousin Bi, I can't recollect what we're talking about, but couldn't be half as interesting as these mouth-watering Hostess fruit pies. You fools, we almost had the yellow-haired one in our power, dumb cousins. Forsooth, my lady, not so dumb, they knoweth of yon delicious snacks. Now home to Odin, be sure to save some Hostess fruit pies for that great one to enjoy too. You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess fruit pies. That was a bizarre ad. These Hostess ads are freaking weird. Hey Shot Chronic, how you doing? Good to see you. Hello, cool series you got going on here. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. All right, back to our story. But somebody has to play Bring Up the Rear, right? Oh, I already said that. With the insectoid in the lead, the strange assemblage proceeds slowly up the curve of the burial mound, to a place where the dreams of men and monsters alike have all come to the same sad end, countless light years distant from the worlds they once called home. And if the gods of space are watching over the priests' eerie chirp-like chanting, they give no sign. But then, they never promised they would. Whew, that was thirsty work. Guess you wouldn't know, Para, but if there's a cantina... The third structure on the left past the town circle, my fee. I suspect you'll have no trouble there, since you did all you did in a fair fight. The spacers respect that. Soon afterward, in the spaceport below. No, I couldn't agree with you more, pal. I could really get to like it here, too. Right now, though, I think we could still use a bit more goodwill from the clientele. Bartender, another round for the house. On me and my Wookiee friend here. I like that guy. He's just like chugging that drink. How about you, little lady? What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? I hope. Why don't we take a walk and swap life stories, Starhopper? You tell me yours, and I'll tell you mine. Well, why not? After all, who knows? Some of it may even turn out to be true. You be okay here all by your lonesome, Chewie? It's just this random lady. Oh my god, Chewbacca's with the two ladies. I stand corrected. Now, where'd little girl Blue go to? Oh well. I'm sure she'll... Huh? You three look like you want to say something to me. Out with it. We have a proposition to put forth to you, honored off-worlder. It is a most agreeable proposal, we assure you. Unless, of course, you have an unfortunate aversion to dying. Next issue, Trouble in Paradise. Whoa. To all who want powerful muscles fast, I want to send you my free muscle building lesson with my compliments. Boom. Alright, we have 50 mile power binoculars. Okay, so let's go back to the Star Wars section. We'll read that. And then we can move on. That was issue number 7. Alright, here we are. Star Wars. Special note to Star Warriors. With this issue, Roy and Howie become the first team to carry forward the legend of Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia and company beyond the storyline of the blockbusting 20th Century Fox movie release, and they're pleased as a pair of newly refurbished droids about it. For the present, in order to gain a breathing space while director-creator George Lucas himself is deciding where the movie sequel and novelizations thereof will head, the lads are concentrating a bit more on the adventures of Han and Chewbacca than on Luke, the Princess, 3PO, and R2-D2. But more of the latter four will be coming at you in future issues, never fear. In fact, since the 7th issue of Star Wars was plotted, Roy managed to get together in a huddle with George and the film's star, Mark Hamill, and all agreed on certain directions the mag will take from this point forward, but we'll leave you guessing on that for now, while we present a random sampling of mail on issue number 3. Dear people, I have greatly enjoyed all issues to date of Star Wars, but something has come to my attention. Recently I saw the movie itself, and when it was over, I rushed home to look at issue number 1. On page 18 I saw the words, "This story has no relationship to Earth, time, and space. It occurs in other solar systems in another galaxy, and could be happening in the future, the past, or even the present." Okay, fine, but at the very beginning of the movie I read the words, "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." These conflicting words puzzle me. Either no prize or explain. Please. Till they put Wookiees in the San Diego Zoo, make mine Marvel. Irvin Phillips Jr. from Gastonia, North Carolina. They've already put Darth Vader's feet in cement in front of the famed Chinese theater in Hollywood, friends, so maybe what you propose isn't so far-fetched as it may sound. But about the conflict between what we said in Star Wars #1 and what the movie adds, and the beginning of the film itself states, you're dead right. You see, our statement at that time was exactly what George Lucas, who conceived and directed the project from start to finish, intended, that the story have no relation at all to Earth, in terms of either time or space. And when Roy, along with inker Steve Leialoha and letterer Tom Orzechowski, saw what is called a rough cut of the film at George's home a couple months before its May release, that beautiful long ago and far away line wasn't there. It was a late addition, done perhaps primarily to give the story a kind of fairy tale quality, though a once upon a time type of thing. But it and the other prologue which begin the film were added, replacing another prologue which is quoted verbatim on the splash page of Star Wars #1. That's one of the problems inherent in adapting a still unfinished movie, for artist Howard Chaykin had already penciled all 6 issues of our adaptation, using the final screenplay, which still varies somewhat from the movie as it actually appeared, and a large number of movie stills, which did not, alas, include a lot of the more technical aspects of the film, such as the background aliens in the already famous cantina sequence, or many of the space battle scenes. That, for instance, is why Luke's boyhood chum, Biggs Darklighter, figures more prominently in the comic book and the novelization than in the movie. It may explain a few other things to the more alert reader as well. Dear Roy, after seeing the movie Star Wars 4 times and reading the novel 2 times, I feel like Darth Vader just gave me a kick in the pants for not buying the first 3 issues in the Star Wars comic book series. So how can we unlucky persons who missed some of the issues in the series get some back issues to fill the gap and correct your oversight? Judging from the letters page in issue #4, I think you guys struck the jackpot. May Star Wars the comic go beyond the movie and become a legend like the movie. May the Force be with you. That's Glenn Yamashita, Honolulu, Hawaii. And with you, Glenn. As you can see, Star Wars does indeed go beyond the movie, beginning with this 7th issue, and Roy and Howie are having a ball. As for yourself, fret not that you missed those early collector's item issues. For one thing, an additional several 100,000 of each of the first several issues has been printed, and are being sold even as we speak. Mostly in the comic bags, which you'll find at many retail outlets. Secondly, as you doubtless know by now, we've already reprinted Star Wars 1 through 3 in our giant-sized Treasury Edition format, with a print run that dwarfs the regular edition, with issues 4 through 6 making up the second Treasury Edition, which should be coming on sale at this very moment. Not only that, but Ballantine Books is coming out with all 6 issues in a rearranged paperback book format any week now. By that time, there will be well over 2 million copies of most of our Star Wars adaptation in print. So if you don't get a copy of some version or other, lad, you just aren't trying hard enough. Star Wars #3 gave me a pleasant greeting with a fine Gene Colan cover. Palmer inks? Steve's inks and colors are really doing great things to complement Howard Chaykin's pencils, especially with his use of light and shades. Ken Hart, Staten Island, New York. Glad you like the artwork, Ken. Only thing is, the pencils on the cover of issue #3 were Wholesome Howie's own, not Genial Gene's. The latter gentleman being up to his ink pots and Howard the Duck work just now. Alright. All new Thrills by Marvel's Mightiest, the most spectacular superheroine of all. On sale monthly. Never before has a fighting female captured the imagination of the reading public so dramatically. Yeah, Miss Marvel. Alrighty. And then we have... Let's see. I wonder if we should read Stan Lee's soapbox for this. Hey, Absolute Aaron, how you doing? Alright, Stan Lee's soapbox. We'll read this one. I usually don't read them because they're usually not really pertinent to the issue. But We'll just read one, see what it's all about here. Remember years ago when we warned you that old Marvel's taken over the world? Of course, most of you, wise and witty old-timers, believed us, except for a few malcontents like Irving Forbush. Anyway, here's a little extra proof to show what we mean. You've all heard of Pocket Books, the most famous publisher of pocket-sized books in the world. You've probably got dozens of their titles on your bookshelf right now. Well, guess who's publishing an entire library of Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four in full color, so that you can build a permanent complete collection of our Marvel masterpieces at a rock-bottom price. Next time you're in a bookstore, be sure to ask for the great new Pocket Books edition of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Just tell them our Armadillo sent you. But that's only the beginning. The newest in our seemingly endless origin series is now going on sale. The Superhero Women, and judging by the avalanche of advanced orders, it'll be the hottest seller of all. But there's still lots more. We finally sent one of our greatest secret project books to the printer, and now I can breathlessly reveal that you'll soon be able to buy How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by none other than Big John Buscema, who's as qualified as anyone in the world to write such a book. In collaboration with your obedient servant, who's got a lot of nerve butting into the act, yep, this book by Lee and Buscema is the first one ever to reveal the Marvel secrets of drawing superheroes. We'll tell you when it'll go on sale as soon as Simon & Schuster tells us. But in the meantime, save your shekels, stalwart one, and we've still just scratched the surface. We've got an exciting new Marvel Special Edition, and why should I give it all away? I'll save the rest for Archie to tell you about it as soon as I sign off. So till next time, be good to each other and keep smiling. Remember, things could always be worse. I could have made this column twice as long. Excelsior, Stan. Alright, yeah. There you go. Cool. So that was Star Wars issue number 7. January 1978. Alright, let's move on to the next one. See, we're at an hour already. I'm probably only going to do one Star Wars, one Ghost Rider, and one Spider-Man this week, I'm thinking. Alright, so up next we have Marvel Spotlight, number 9, Ghost Rider. Great issue. It was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy those Marvel Star Wars comics. One of my favorite Marvel series. Okay. Yeah. Marvel Spotlight on the Ghost Rider. This cover is awesome. Yeah, I love this. It's in really nice condition, too. The most supernatural superhero of all. Is he dead or alive? Back, all of you. The girl is mine. The bride of the serpent god. Is this like a T-Rex with little arms? They tied her arms to the T-Rex's little arms or something. I don't know what's going on there. Pretty cool though. And this was written by or drawn by Mike Ploog. Okay. Stan Lee presents The Ghost Rider. Who is this Apache medicine man called Snake Dance? Who has called forth some deadly, mind-boggling apparition in the form of a gargantuan serpent relentlessly pursuing the Ghost Rider to the brink of death? One thing is certain, the snakes crawl at night. And as the flaming skulled cyclist named Johnny Blaze, half man, half servant of Satan, plummets toward his fate on the jagged floor of Copperhead Canyon, hundreds of feet below. The moment when reptiles will rule the earth is clearly, undeniably, at hand. Written by Gary Friedrich, penciled by Tom Sutton, inked by Sheik Stone, lettered by Shelley Lefferman, and edited by Roy Thomas. This is from April 1973. Oh, there we go. His sabotage cycle blown from under him in midair. Johnny Blaze's ears are filled with haunting, marrow-chilling laughter from above as he hurtles ever closer to the canyon floor. If you guys remember last week, it ended while Johnny was like mid-jump over the Copperhead Canyon or whatever it's called, and they had sabotaged his motorcycle, and so it, like, I don't know, fell apart or blew up or something. Begone, sacred serpent! You have served your purpose well, with the help of your mortal servants. And you, Johnny Blaze, say farewell to life itself. Prepare to pay the price for violating this sacred soil. Ha! Falling so fast, nothing to grab hold of, no way to save myself. Behold, all of you, behold the fate of he who would violate our beliefs. Watch as he becomes yet another helpless victim of the Almighty. As the jagged rocks rush ever nearer, the thoughts of Johnny Blaze rush through his panic-stricken mind like a raging torrent. Thoughts of all he has known and will ever know, particularly of the man who was a father to him, Crash Simpson, and of the girl he loves, Roxanne. But there is so little time, and as quickly as they appeared, they are gone, replaced by the agonizing reality of death's gaping jaws, beckoning toward him less than a second away. And then, it's ended. A sickening thud of flesh and bone against solid rock, a final agonizing scream, and then silence. But the silence is only momentary, shattered as suddenly as it fell by an unearthly high-pitched wail. The snake god's cry of victory, "Yee!" Then his eyes widely dilated in euphoria, the medicine man peers down at the grisly remains of his foe and speaks. O mighty serpent, father and protector of us all, hear your humble servant. We have asked and received your aid in vanquishing our enemy. Now to you we offer our thanks. Hey-ya! In stunned yet reverent silence, those who serve Snake Dance watch with disbelieving eyes, as the medicine man undulates to the inaudible rhythms of 1,000 drums, and chants incantations in a tongue none of them has ever heard before. Inquisitive as to the meaning of the mystic ritual, yet not daring to question it, and wondering if they truly have seen the last of the flame-throwing cyclist whose body now lies at the canyon's bottom. Oh, there's another ad for Grit. Buy and sell Grit. Or boys sell Grit. I don't know. I'll reveal how to discover profits of import, 10,000 fantastic values, secret low prices, buy below wholesale. Okay. We want to focus? There we go. We've looked all over, boss. No sign of Blaze anywhere. Well, ain't that a fine howdy-do? He's got a show to do, so he just ups and disappears. You act as if you don't even care, Mr. Casey, which I find a little odd. Nothing odd about it, ma'am. Didn't want cycles at the rodeo anyway, that's all. That is not all not by a long shot. Okay, now you calm down, little lady. It's true I'm again spoiling the purity of the rodeo with a bunch of noisy smoking machines and all that canyon jumping ballyhoo, but I still don't want... Wait, that's it, or at least it must be. He must have ridden out to the canyon. This is great so far. Thank you, R&B Pikachu. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Never thought of that, but he did mention wanting to check it out. Sam, I want you to drive Miss Simpson here to Copperhead Canyon. Johnny Blaze is missing, and she thinks he might have gone out there. This here's Sam Silvercloud, ma'am. One of my right-hand men. I'm right sure you can count on him for anything you need, so get going and good luck. Not Sam Silvercloud. Ooh. The night is bright and cool as the Jeep whizzes along the Arizona desert. Both its occupants seemingly lost in their own private thoughts. Then, the driver speaks. You know this is Apache country, Miss Simpson. The government gave it to us many years ago. That's odd. Johnny and I were under the impression that it was government parkland. As a matter of fact, we had to get permission from Washington for Johnny to jump the canyon. Worthless, just as all American government promises are. The treaty says this land is ours. And now we are nearly ready to fight, if we have to see that the treaty is upheld. Ever since my people laid down their arms, Washington has given them nothing but empty promises. But now, soon, maybe even tomorrow, they will learn that the Apache has suffered long enough. This land, which my forefathers gave their lives to hold, is ours, and their spirits will ride with us when we make our move to reclaim it. Oh, that's frightening, Sam. Sounds almost like you're going to be on the warpath. We will talk more about it later. This is Copperhead Canyon, but we are wasting our time here. Wasting our... Sam, is there something you know? Something you're trying to tell me? There is much I know and want to tell you, woman, but I haven't the time. Right now, only one thing is important, that you be told Johnny Blaze is dead. The 3 big drafting kits given to you when you train at home with us for a high-paid job in drafting. Hey, Chaotic, how you doing? Oh, it's a Dojimbo raid. How's it going, Dojimbo? R.I.P. Blaze, I know. It's a quick end to our hero, I guess. How you doing, Dojimbo? Give me a shout out here. What are you doing? You're playing retro. What game were you playing? Well, welcome in all the raiders. I appreciate the raid very much. Thank you. We are currently in the middle of reading Marvel Spotlight number 9. Which is, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be the 5th appearance of Ghost Rider. Oh, you're playing Grandia. Cool. How's that been going? That's awesome. That's a good game. Had we allowed him to live, we might never have regained this land. After his jump, it would have become too famous, too valuable for the government to surrender. You're mad, and why are you doing this? I have already told you, I act for my people and for justice. Why take me hostage? According to the law, this is kidnapping. You speak of the white man's law, which is without meaning to us. Look at the conditions under which we are forced to live, then tell me about your laws. As for the why, that will be answered soon enough when I deliver you to Snake Dance. Morning. Not only is Blaze missing, the girl's gone too. Take it easy, Case. It's still hours before showtime. I don't care if it's days. He's supposed to be here now, and I want him found. Okay, just relax. I'll round up some of the boys and we'll look for him. You don't have to worry. Oh, you don't have to worry about him. I'm Bart Slade, Blaze's road manager. And if he doesn't show up, I'm more than good enough to fill in for him. Well, thank God somebody in your outfit's around. Stay in touch. We may need you. You can count on it, mister. I can do every stunt he can, and maybe then some. Yes, sir, Mr. Bossman Blaze. I may be a cripple, but I can still ride with you, and this is my chance to prove it. But hours later, As a blazing late afternoon sun pounds down on the steaming floor of Copperhead Canyon, a body stirs, clawing its way from beneath pounds of loose rock, desperately fighting for breath. Then, as the miraculously unmarked form of Johnny Blaze struggles to its feet, the still dry air is shattered by an ear-splitting explosion, and the still dazed cyclist is confronted by Satan! Dun dun dun! There's a return of Satan again. Satan just keeps showing up. Just keeps popping his ugly head. Satan, no! You're responsible for this? The reason I lived through the crash. A stunning deduction, and also very true. But believe me, I do not act without reason. Had you died in the crash by the hand of another mortal, I would not have been able to capture your soul. Therefore, it was necessary for me to save you, as I ever will in times of crisis, until the fatal day when I can take your wretched life myself, and lay proper claim to the soul you not so long ago promised me. Marvel Spotlight number 5. Wow. Satan's got his back. Until that glorious moment, you are free and immune to all the murderous feats of your fellow man. But take not too much comfort from that knowledge, since I will stand ever ready to take your life myself when the right moment arrives. Oh my goodness. Oh, we got I'll Make You a Master of Karate for only 99 cents. It comes with a giant lifelike karate practice dummy. Amazing. Achtung! Reproduction German helmet. What? Includes liner and swastika decals? What the hell? What is this? What the hell? Erotic crosses on chains, reproductions of authentic German medals in tie tack and lapel pin size? What? Orders under $10, add 50 cents per order. Adolf's? What? What the hell is this? What? Adolf in Germany products. That seems questionable. Alright. Israel. 25 different hard to get Israel. What's in Israel? I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. Alright, let's move on. Do you want to remember the good old days? Buy an authentic German helmet. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Alright. Yeah, so you can cosplay. Yeah? How long does he sit there? An hour, 2 hours? Trying to comprehend the unbelievable events of his life since he first became the Ghost Rider. Whip, 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 whip. Within moments, he is hoisted aloft back toward the realm of the living, leaving the world of the undead and his hellish tormentor behind. Getting pretty dark down there. Lucky I spotted you. What happened? Did your horse get lame on you or something? Dark? Oh, dark, yeah. Listen, could you get me to the rodeo grounds? In a hurry? Suddenly, he is snapped back to reality by the whirring of a helicopter overhead, like a pre-designated signal from a hypnot. Oh, wait, is that? Oh, that was... I read that in the wrong order. Sorry. Snapped back to reality by the whirring of a helicopter overhead, like a pre-designated signal from a hypnotist, instantaneously transporting him from one world to another. And at that same instant, darkness also falls on the nearby Indian reservation, and with it, horrors no white man ever before has beheld. Again with the white man. This is in it was a Marvel Comics #1 that RMP Pikachu was reading. It was all about Namor fighting against the white man. And here we go. Here's more references of white man. You have done well, Sam Silvercloud. The gods will be pleased with you. The white girl is perfect. Take her and prepare her for the sacrificial rite. Then, if all goes well, the snake god will accept her as his bride. The white girl? Jeez. If she pleases him, as one of such beauty must, all his powers will be ours. And we will use those powers to regain all that rightfully belongs to us. Take her away. Isn't this exactly what happened in like 2 issues ago, where they were going to sacrifice her to Satan and she was going to be Satan's bride? Now we've got the Apaches are apparently going to sacrifice her to the snake god to be the snake god bride. Like, why are they just repeating the same plot beats? It's crazy to see the difference in writing over time. Yeah, it is. Now, while she is being made ready, I too must make preparations. My people hunger and live in despair, and at this moment only I, Snake Dance, can hope to deliver them. Everyone wants a bride. That is true. That is true. Hear me, children of the Apache Nation. Do not fear the serpent. He is your friend, your trusted ally. And with his help tomorrow you will go to bed with your bellies full. Everyone wants a meal, too, I guess. How I tire of this charade, but it must continue for at least a bit longer. But if my people, wrapped in the white man's cloak of ignorance, believe, then success will be mine. True, an innocent life has been sacrificed, but it was necessary. Besides, how many Indians died without just cause when the white man were stealing our land from us? I have my justification for whatever I must do, and I must begin by opening the chest and dredging out the ancient instruments of destruction. And here we have an ad for The Adventures of Corgi Boy. It was midnight. I was going about 210 miles per hour in my Corgi, Adams, 4-engine dragster, hot in pursuit of my old archenemy, Dr. Fang, and his Ford GT70. Fang, who had just escaped from the Glacier Caves prison where I had put him only 3 weeks ago, had committed another heinous crime. He sabotaged the Orbit 12 Pluto shot just as I was about to overtake him. I hit an oil slick and skidded out of control, tumbling over and over, landing in a ditch. Fortunately, I was uninjured, and my Corgi was undamaged. It's practically indestructible. By the time I regained my composure and speed, Dr. Fang had had time to reach his hideout and change cars. This time, he would be even harder to catch in his Porsche 917. However, from a previous encounter with Fang along this very road, I recalled a risky but negotiable shortcut and was able to intercept Fang and immobilize him in his car with one blast from my dash-controlled freeze ray. I returned Fang to the caves, frozen stiff. With Fang safely contained again, I can turn my attention to combating his equally vicious comrades in crime. Only it'll have to be later. I've got to go now. Corgi Boy says, if you're smart, you won't trust your adventures to any other cars, because Corgi's authentic details and lightning-fast whiz wheels are unbeatable. Okay. As fast and furious as you can imagine. Alright. Thanks for the lift, Flyboy. It's appreciated. I'll leave free tickets for you at the box office. No time to lose, getting dark fast. It's one thing to appear in an arena as the Ghost Rider, but I can't let anyone see me close enough to figure out that the makeup is for real. Made it. Never thought a dressing room could look so good. Now I can just lock the door, relax, and wait for it to happen. Just a few minutes before showtime, though, so I better change leathers. Don't want my public thinking I don't use Tide on my laundry. Johnny Blaze, the mysterious Ghost Rider. Ah! Head splitting, burning with fever. Not enough time for a quick change now. It's happening again. I could almost live with it if only the pain weren't so great. Have to hang on though. It only lasts a few seconds and then it's over. Time to go out and look death smack in the eye once more. Ha! If only the patrons knew that I couldn't die if I wanted to. What's going on here? They're announcing my act, and I haven't even warmed up a bike yet. A little late, aren't you, boss? Figured somebody had to ride in your place. Are you crazy? You couldn't jump a sawhorse with that bum of leg of yours? Now get off that chopper and let me take over unless you want to get killed. Don't preach to me, Blaze. You might need a mask to turn on the crowd, but I don't. I don't want your charity anymore. I'm going to prove I don't need it. Out of my way. Guess again, Slade. I can understand your bitterness, but I can't let you commit suicide. I'm sorry to have to use the old clothesline on you, but you leave me no choice. Now, do I have to knock you out, or are you ready to stop playing hero? Okay, big man, you win. But only for the time being. I got a feeling your public isn't going to dig your beating up on a cripple. Believe me, I intend to see that they hear about it. Fine, Slade, whatever you want, but right now I've got a show to do, and nothing's going to stop me from doing it. Super bodybuilding course, introducing the bodybuilding system that guarantees you'll put on inches of powerful muscles on your body. Yeah, okay. The girl he loves is missing. Bart Slade, the man he once called his best friend, has turned against him. Yet when the spotlight flashes, the crowd roars, and his name is announced, Johnny Blaze must ignore his mental anguish and ride. Roar! I don't know what that... Roar. There you go. Whether roaring through a series of flaming hoops or toying with mere rodeo clowns, he must do what he was born to do. No matter if the stunt be one which only a skilled cyclist, such as he, could perform, or a simple publicity gag dreamed up by a promoter, Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, gives it all, his mind a blank to everything but the immediate task at hand. Any other approach could only spell disaster. But sometimes, on rare occasions, the pressures of everyday life are too much for even the best professional to bear. And for Johnny Blaze, this is such an occasion. Oh man, hey, Imperial Salsa. Hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. And thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. You guys should give Imperial Salsa a follow, or at least go check him out. No, he's been he just finished Metroid Prime Remastered actually, but he's been doing a variety of stuff. It's been a lot of fun. Let's see, he just did some Hogwarts. Before that, he was doing... What were you playing before Hogwarts? You had Mario Odyssey, I remember that. And you had Link's Awakening. And you were doing Super Mario Brothers 3, you went through that. And you were doing some Yakuza 0. So yeah, just a variety of pretty cool stuff. You just finished Prime. What's next for you? But sometimes, on rare occasions, the pressures of everyday life are too much for even the best professional to bear. And for Johnny Blaze, this is such an occasion. Speed? Check. Approach? Check. Just another second or so, and I'll be on my way. Blast! Why can't I get Rocky out of my mind and Slade? Can afford those thoughts, not now. Oh, you're gonna do Hi-Fi Rush, okay. Cool. As he hurtles through the air at more than 100 miles per hour, he suddenly realizes he has made the most fatal mistake of all. At the most critical moment, he has lost his concentration. Then, as he plummets earthward, he realizes the gravity of his error when he misses the platform and careens madly out of control toward a deadly concrete retaining wall, smashing into it with a force no man could hope to survive. But a Ghost Rider? The crowd gasps, horrified disbelief. Then, as thousands look on in stunned silence, the asbestos-coated firefighters move, though no one in the vast arena holds any hope for the flame-enshrouded cyclist. But as the firemen reach the flame-enshrouded mass of melted steel, "Stay back! I'm not hurt! I can make it to safety on my own. He's alive! Don't see a mark on him!" The would-be rescuers stare, not believing, and the crowd roars its hearty approval as the Ghost Rider rushes toward the nearest exit. The show is finished. The crowd is more than pleased. Now he can turn his thoughts back to Roxanne, while a startled Sam Silvercloud can think only to run. Halt! That! Hey, cut it out! I don't know who or what you are, but I'm in no position to ask questions. Tell me what you want, and I'll come through if I can. You had best be able to, mortal, or you will feel the sting of hellfire on the spot where you stand. The girl Roxanne, where is she? The reservation, but you'd better get there fast if you want to save her. Oh, shop by mail. $130 profit for just one easy job of interior customizing, auto upholstering. Free facts on home study course, Game Warden. Enjoy an exciting romantic look, impressive anytime, quick change to suit your mood. Send for mustache, sideburns, and Van Dyke at once. Simply check the color you want or send a sample of your hair and leave the matching to our expert. Just like stick on sideburns and mustache and goatee. It's ridiculous. Into the desert night. Motivated by a burning passion to save the girl he loves. But his slim chances seem slim indeed. As some 20 miles away, Roxanne Simpson, dressed in the sacrificial gown of the Apache, faces the man called Snake Dance. Her cries for help go unheeded, her pleas for reason ignored, as she is led and bound to a serpent-shaped stake, her body racked with pain, stretched taut to the point she can barely touch the ground with her toes. A cold scream of terror freezes in her throat as the snake-entwined medicine man approaches her. Hear me, O serpent god, and send me a sign to show your approval of your bride-to-be. We need only know that you approve, and your humble servants swear she will be yours. The sign does not come, woman, meaning you must prove yourself worthy. And only by enduring the snake's deadly venom can you do so. No! Yes, only those who are chosen can survive the touch of poisoned fangs. I am one of those, as you now shall witness. Strike me again, and again, O worthy servants, and show the would-be bride there is nothing to fear. There, just as I have survived the deadly fangs, so shall you if the serpent god wills it. Now strike again, and let us learn if whom we worship agrees with our choice. Continued after next page. Comic books for sale. Oldies. Comic books bought and sold. Extra income, make $1 per sale. Catch animals, birds, fish, turtles, alive and unharmed. Too skinny? New scientific discovery helps you put on weight. Scary life-size monster ghost, trained to be an accountant. Comics from Golden Age to present. Yeah. so weak. Everything getting blurred. It is done. The test has begun. Now fall on your knees and pray for a sign of favor. They believe me. They've actually fallen for it. Now I need only follow up, and their loyalty will be mine. No, no, no! See how her body falls limp? We have failed. The gods are angry with us, and will not accept her. The girl is dying, and now we must find another way to please them, or we are doomed. But, as the medicine man's words cut through the stillness like a razor-sharp tomahawk, his spell is shattered by the roar of a motorcycle and the crashing of splintered wood, and Snake Dance turns once more to face the wrath of the Ghost Rider. Aye! The flaming demon returns from the grave! It can't be him! I saw him go over the edge of the canyon. Must be an impostor, yet the way he shoots flame from his fingertips. Flee, cowardly worshippers of he who crawls on his belly in darkness, or face an eternity of servitude in the flames of hell. There must be an answer. He has to be some kind of trick. Have to rally my people. Listen, this nightmarish apparition is no more than that, a vision sent to test our loyalty by the serpent god. If that be so, then test the reality of this wall of fire by trying to penetrate it. See? You are but the misguided followers of a madman, while I have proven myself a true son of Satan. Now stay back and pray for your own sakes that it is not too late to save this girl. What? Still some of you dare to doubt me? Then perish if you must, at the hand of all the power Satan can summon. Ooh. Oh man. Oh, why pay more? Be the life of the party. Do magic and tricks. 10 different trick toys, magic items. Reward, $80 paid for one of these pennies. 1958, 1955 DD, 1960. Do you know which one? Did you spend this coin today? Gonna focus here? Focus, come on. Maybe. Okay. There we go. The trembling Apaches cower, and their leader ponders the unbelievable developments of the past few moments, as the Ghost Rider unties the limp form of Rocky Simpson and cradles it in his arms. While his hell-spawned flames blaze high into the night all around him, keeping his terrified tormentors at bay, and giving him time to think, time which becomes more precious with every tick of the clock. Snakebite wounds on both her wrists, and she's burning with fever. Have to get her to a hospital fast. But it's so far away, there's no way I can get her there soon enough. Unless luck's on my side. Those red-skinned devils had better pray it is. I will now take my leave of you, but be warned, if this girl dies, each and every one of you will pay. By the hordes of Hades, I swear it. The girl is certain to die. What will we do now, Snake Dance? What? And to be certain you believe my threat, I will desecrate the very grounds you so foolishly held holy. Oh man. I must destroy it, all of it, that never again will you or your people be duped by a charlatan such as he you call Snake Dance. There. And that is only the beginning. If the girl dies, I will return. No, wait! You must stay here, I can help you! Rest assured, if I do return, it will not be for your help. Next issue, The Stunning Secret of Snake Dance. This land is ours. Alright. You can train to be a veterinary assistant. Okay. And then, okay, here's the letters page. Alright. Spotlight Mail. Dear Bullpenners, I would like to congratulate you on a job well done. Yes, Snake Dance. Sorry. The Ghost Rider is a thing of absolute genius. Gary Friedrich has done a more than magnificent job in writing it. But the person you can't forget is Mike Ploog. He has done a more than marvelous job with the art. I believe he will progress in his art as fast as Steranko. I hate to break your gloating, but I noticed something in the splash panel. You have a quote from the record album American Pie. The correct quote reads, "I saw Satan laughing with delight." Your Satan is merely smiling. It's a small mistake, but I'm hoping it will be worth a small note prize. Till the Red Skull turns out to be Aunt Petunia. Joseph Levis, Morgantown, West Virginia. Maybe our Satan just doesn't have as much to laugh at as Don McLean's Joseph. However, your criticism is duly noted, and we've banished Gary to 5 years of listening to nothing but American Pie until he gets it right. Dear Stan, Gary, Mike, and Roy, I hated the first few issues of Ghost Rider, but Marvel Spotlight number 7 was a bit better. I may even end up liking this new feature, though I doubt it. There are a few basic objections I have. First, and most importantly, I don't feel you've given us a satisfactory reason why Satan can't take the soul of Johnny Blaze. Are you saying he can't take the soul of anyone who is loved by someone? That would make Satan practically impotent. Or is Satan's helpless only in the presence of true love? That might be a little better, but it still doesn't explain why Satan couldn't have taken Mr. Blaze's soul on one of the many occasions when Roxanne wasn't with him. Satan has a rich literary background, and I'm not going to say you're following all that is set up, but if you're going to have a Satan character, he should be powerful, very powerful. Your Satan is not. Johnny Blaze received his powers from Satan, so surely the master of the underworld must be more powerful than Johnny. I suppose you could say Johnny represents good, and good is more powerful than evil, but by selling his soul to the devil, Johnny Blaze has corrupted himself. It is very hard to make anyone who sells their soul a vision of purity. Which brings me to another point. Traditionally, black magic cannot be used for good. Ghost Rider should eventually find his powers turning against him. I think your big mistake was in the original agreement Johnny made. There should have been a loophole he could have used to free himself. As it was, the only loophole was written by Satan. Richard Nathan, Van Nuys, California. This letter was probably written by a good Christian altar boy. Maybe. How you doing, Retro Perspective? A couple of interesting points, Rich, but we think you've missed the point here and there. You'd be right about your critique of Satan, except for one minuscule thing. The reason Satan can't take Johnny's soul is not just because Roxanne loves him, but because, and we don't want to sound too corny, her aura of goodness protects him. And it's that aura which is keeping the hot one from breathing down Johnny's neck. And far be it from us to say John is any more the soul of purity than most of us are. He's about as far from being pure as the Hulk is from being Aunt May. But like most of us, he isn't totally corrupt either. One last comment. With all the lawyers Satan can afford, do you really believe he couldn't come up with an ironclad contract? Whew. Who says this isn't the Marvel age of extensive answers? Dear Stan, Gary, and Mike, there's only one word for Ghost Rider. Great. And even that is an understatement. Of all the heroes you've introduced lately, I like Ghost Rider the best. There's something in him for everybody. He's tragic, mistrusted, and hunted like Spidey. He has unwanted and uncontrollable transformations like the Hulk and Werewolf by Night. But he still keeps control of his mind, like the Beast. And lastly, like Doctor Strange, he has some mystical powers. You're good? Enjoying seeing your comic book readings on the weekend? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing well. Yeah, it's always good to get the comic books out and read them. Add to all the above Mike Ploog's art and Gary Friedrich's stories, plus Ghost Rider's own special something, and you have a great new superhero. I do have a suggestion, though. You should have Roxanne learn of Johnny's transformations. After all, she does know of his deal with the devil, and have him knowingly become a crime fighter. Don't let him just wander about and let trouble find him. That's it, and there's no doubt in my mind if all the Ghost Rider stories are as good as the first batch. He'll have his own book for a while. Good luck. Robert Beck, Bronx, New York. Dear Stan, Roy, and the gang, many thanks to Gary Friedrich and Mike Plug for 2 amazing issues of Ghost Rider. I have but one suggestion, and that is to give Ghost Rider its own mag, and let the ever-watchful eye of Marvel Spotlight fall on some other superstar. RFO, KFO, Ron Taylor, no address given. RFO is a real frantic one, a buyer of at least 3 Marvel mags a month. And a KFO, I don't see KFO on here, but KOF is Keeper of the Flame, one who recruits newcomer to Marvel's rollicking ranks. I think maybe he just got it confused, I don't know. Our superhero cycle star is now in his own mag with Marvel Spotlight. His stories are the full book, you know, and what more can a guy with a flaming skull face ask for? Outside of a fire extinguisher, that is. Who says this isn't the Marvel Age of Comics? Alright. Don't be half a man. Come on. The insult that made a man out of Mac. How I changed from a mouse to a man. My secret builds muscles fast. Yeah, I've read so many of these things. Okay. Oh, there's a little tear on the back. I didn't know that. But okay. Well, that was Marvel Spotlight number 9. So let's move on. At least he doesn't need 25 guys. It was 250 guys. What was it? He's looking for 250 skinny guys or something like that. That was a weird ad. Okay, so we're at about 2 hours now. Let's move on to Spider-Man. Alright. So next up we have Marvel Spotlight number 140, which is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 3. The first appearance of Dr. Octopus. Should be a good one. Spidey, yeah, we got some Spidey. Spidey. America's most exciting superhero captured by the world's most dreaded supervillain. Doc Ock, yep, this is the first Dr. Octopus. You are helpless, Spider-Man. I warned you that the power of Dr. Octopus is far greater than yours. Can anything that lives defeat the mighty Dr. Octopus? We'll find out. Spider-Man versus the strangest foe of all time, Dr. Octopus. The only enemy ever to defeat Spider-Man in this epic tale, see the Human Torch. Fantasy Thrills. Story by Stan Lee, art by Steve Ditko, letters John Duffy, and colors Andy Yanchus. And now, begin. Okay, let's zoom in here. A story has to start somewhere, so let's begin with a lonely warehouse in the dead of night, where we find a robbery taking place. Hold it, you guys. I think I heard something. Relax, Charlie. It was probably just a mouse. Suddenly, the most awesome image in crime fighting appears on the wall directly above the startled thieves. Mouse? You never seen a mouse like this before. Look, it's... Don't be shy, fella. You can say my name. It's Spider-Man. Doc Ock was always one of the best. Yes, he was. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. Get him! There are 3 of us. He can't take us all. Ugh! Brother, you're living in a fool's paradise. Ugh! Oh! Minutes later. Some big criminal mastermind you are. Ah, shut up. Whoever expected Spider-Man to butt in? Look, Joe, Spider-Man's been here. And how? And not far away. It's almost too easy. I've run out of enemies who can give me any real opposition. I'm too powerful for any foe. I almost wish for an opponent who'd give me a run for my money. And little does Spider-Man suspect that his frivolous wish is about to come true. For at that moment, on the outskirts of town, here comes Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus? Why do they call him that? Watch, you'll see in a minute, at the Atomic Research Center. See? It's that especially designed contraption he wears which enables him to perform his experiments, bend the lead walls which shield him, or behind the lead walls which shield him from radiation. He created that getup himself, and he's the only scientist permitted to wear it. He's the most brilliant atomic researcher in our country today. Yet such a man is Otto Octavius, better known to his co-workers as Dr. Octopus. Let us watch as he conducts a nuclear experiment. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Yeah, or Peter Palmer, as he was called in the last one we read. My artificial extra arms permit me to work safely with volatile chemicals which are far too dangerous to touch without protection. Though others fear radiation, I alone am able to make it my servant. But nothing is ever perfect, not even the projects of Dr. Octopus. And as the unsuspecting atomic genius conducts his experiment, look! The radiation meter's gone wacky! Something's wrong. There's going to be a blow-up! Sound the alarm! Oh, soft and juicy bubble yum. Grape gubble bum? Bubble gum? Enter Bubble Yum's Yum and Fun sweepstakes, and you may win a trip to Six Flags. You could win a free weekend trip for 4 to any Six Flags amusement park, ride a roller coaster, see the fun house, make a splash on the water ride, and much more. Lots of other great prizes too. Second prizes is Atari video computer game with 4 cassettes. Third prize is a great Bubble Yum t-shirt. And fourth prize is a box of delicious grape bubble yum. Yeah, Peter Palmer. That was funny. But the warning, alas, is given too late. And before the alarm can be sounded... Whoa, some crazy stuff is happening there. I don't exactly know. Then, after the flames and smoke have partially cleared, Dr. Octopus is still breathing. I hope we've reached him in time. Even though he's alive, he absorbed a great deal of radiation. Poor guy. In the hours that follow after exhaustive tests, the x-rays show an uncertain amount of brain damage. I'm afraid his mind has been permanently impaired. We can't remove those artificial arms of his yet. The radiation has caused them to adhere to his body in some strange way. Finally, days later, the injured scientist recovers consciousness. What am I doing here? Let me up. I must return to my work. No, you've been very ill. You must stay in bed. You need the rest. Boy, I sure do miss my Atari game cassettes. But the brain of Dr. Octopus, the brain which has been affected by radiation, reacts in a bitter way. They're jealous of me. They want to keep me from my work. But I'll show them. I'm stronger than any of them. The window is barred. They're trying to make a prisoner of me. The fools? No one can hold Dr. Octopus against his will. No one. Then suddenly, at just a suggestion of a thought by Dr. Octopus, his artificial arms move as though they have a will of their own. Got to break those bars. I did it. My arms did it. Their strength is incalculable. They can do anything. Somehow, my mechanical arms have almost become a part of me. They obey my every command. With such power in my brilliant mind, I'm the supreme human being on Earth. Minutes later. You wanted to see me, Dr. Octopus? Yes, come in. Shut the door behind you. What is it? You... Oh, no, no! Ha-ha! You don't believe what you see, but it's true. I'm all-powerful. From now on, I give the commands here. Meanwhile, at the office of J. Jonah Jameson, publisher of the Daily Bugle. I want pictures of the injured scientist, Dr. Octopus, but no one's allowed to enter the Bliss private hospital anymore. I never heard of any hospital keeping people out. Don't worry, JJ, I'll get those pics for you. My best man have tried and failed, but so far you've succeeded in every assignment. Can't imagine how a teenager like you does it. Our agreement, JJ, is that you're never to ask me how I do it. Just have a check ready for me when I bring back the pictures of Dr. Octopus. He doesn't suspect Peter Parker, the teenager he assigned to the job, is going to have Spider-Man do it. And so, here's the place. Strange that it's locked and nobody's admitted. What kind of a hospital is it anyway? Well, there's only one way to find out, and Spider-Man's just the cat to do it. These suction fingers of mine will get me up the wall in no time. Boy, it's great being Spider-Man. I can do almost anything. He sure is rather full of himself this issue. The only problem is my jobs are too easy. I'd welcome a little competition once in a while. And as he steadily climbs up the sheer outer wall, little does Spider-Man dream that he is soon to get far more competition than he ever bargained for. Seconds later. Almost there. Oh, want to focus? There we go. Holy mackerel, what's that? Silence! Nobody is to speak when Dr. Octopus speaks. Peering unseen through the large picture windows, Spider-Man witnesses a strange, unexpected sight. You can't keep all of us prisoners forever, Dr. Octopus. We've done what you asked, gotten you all the equipment you wanted. When will you let us go? Not until I'm ready. With my powers, no one can resist me. You will remain to serve me until I no longer need you, and not before. Well, so the good doc has flipped his lid, eh? Well, this is just what I've been hoping for. A little action. But this is mad. You have no right. Right? You dare to speak to me of right? I have the right to do anything, as long as I have the power. And if you doubt my power, here's a small sample. No, don't! Let me down! Looks like it's time for Spider-Man to join the party before he really hurts that fella. Hold it, Doc. How about picking on someone who can fight you back? Spider-Man! Well, I sure ain't Albert Schweitzer. You dare speak flippantly to me? You fool. When I'm finished with you, you'll sing a different tune. You don't think those dumb-looking flappers of yours can move fast enough to catch Spider-Man, do you? Hey, what? Surprised? Dr. Octopus is far more powerful than you dreamed. Far more powerful than even you. Don't let that one lucky punch go to your head, pal. I've had a few more surprises. Ah, most ingenious of you. You're Spider's web. But as you can see, holding only 2 of my arms isn't enough. I still have more. No time to shoot my web again. He's faster than I expected. But I can still grab his other arms. Ooh, it takes all my strength. He also has superhuman power. My web snapped. He snapped it. Nobody's ever done that before. And now, Spider-Man, I grow bored with this game. My time is too valuable. Now, watch me trap a spider in a web of my own. A web made of my newfound arms. Your strength is merely that of a spider, but mine is the energy of an atom, born of a nuclear accident. I'm helpless. Can't fight all those arms at once. Don't know what to do next. He's just toying with me. You dared to mock me before. Why aren't you mocking me now? Where are your brave words and taunts now, Spider-Man? Do you realize you finally met your master? And now you can leave the way you entered. You're no threat to me. Weak, groggy, just barely conscious, Spider-Man has his fall broken by a tree, and he finally slumps to the ground in defeat. He beat me. I never had a chance. Didn't even give him a good fight. He could have finished me off any time he wanted to. What do I do now? I've never been beaten before, but this time, my spider powers were not enough. Is this the end of Spider-Man? Not long after, at the hospital. Even though I defeated Spider-Man, my prisoners escaped during the fight. I must leave before the police arrive. With my arms, I can go anywhere, do anything. Fences can't stop me. No one can catch me. Like he's just going over the fence there. Fences can't stop me. Boy. Now that I've reached my objective, any unlocked window will furnish an entrance for me. The security police aren't apt to notice an extra pipe or two up on the ceiling. Once he's gone, I can act freely. This is what I'm after. The brain center of the entire atomic lab. Once I take it over, the greatest source of atomic power in the nation will be mine. It's an easy matter for Dr. Octopus to unlock a door. Out! All of you! I'm taking over now. Did you see that? It was Dr. Octopus. But what's he up to? Nothing can stop me now. Between my own super strength and the atomic power which is mine to command, I'm the strongest man alive. But first, I'll give the world a demonstration of my strength. I'll destroy part of this plant and rebuild it to suit myself. And so, something's happened to the lead shielding. It's been lowered. The radiation is starting to escape. Look, the giant machines are running out of control as though some madman is guiding them. There's too much pressure in the main valves. The pipes are overheating, exploding. It isn't safe to stay here. Marvel Supermart. Collectors looking for back issues or can't find all of your favorite Marvels each month? These independently owned comic stores are just the place to visit or write. Do we know any of these? I wonder how many of these are still around. There's Lone Star Comics. They're still around. What else we got? Comic Book Kingdom? I don't know them. Comic Book Store. Comic Collector Shop. Comic Vendor. Enterprise. Larry's Comic Book Store. Yeah, I don't know most of these. But within minutes, the source of the trouble is made known, and we've got to reach Dr. Octopus somehow. We can't. He set up electronic barriers all over the place. And before long, the entire plant is evacuated, except for... They realize I cannot be stopped, and have given up trying. I've won. The plant is mine. I am now in complete control. The foremost brains of the nation's armed forces and security agencies confer feverishly, but to no avail. We've never been up against anything like this before. A brilliant scientist with superhuman powers on a mad rampage. If we can't stop him, then we must see that innocent people are not injured. And so the order goes out. No one is allowed in or out of the atomic plant. Can't figure out why they post sentries here. If Dr. Octopus tries to get out now, how can we stop him? Meanwhile, what of Peter Parker, alias Spider-Man? Poor Peter's been moping in his room for hours. I wish he'd tell me what's wrong. I'm a failure. Spider-Man's a joke. A nothing. There's the phone. Ring! Mr. Jameson? No, I won't be able to get the pictures of Dr. Octopus. No, I probably won't be able to get any more. Sorry. Yeah, goodbye. Peter, dear, what's wrong? I can't bear to see you so unhappy. Is there anything I can do to help? No, Aunt May. It's my own personal problem. I'll get over it. Gotta leave this now. Time for school. Hello, Petey. Say, what's with him? He didn't answer. There's no one I can talk to. No one who'd understand. Him? He's down in the dumps. Looks like he lost his favorite test tube. Pete, did you hear the big news? The governor's asked the Fantastic Four to try to capture Dr. Octopus. They're busy with another case, but they sent the Human Torch to see what he can do. He's speaking to our assembly today. Big deal. Later at the school assembly. I was asked here to tackle Dr. Octopus, but I've used my flames so much recently, I have to wait a few days to let it get strong again. While I'm waiting, your principal asked me to address you. If only I had his power, his confidence. That's easy when you've never been beaten. You like the Spider-Man comics? Me too. Me too. Now for a little demonstration. Can't apply my total flame, but here are some fiery figures for you. This is what usually happens when the Thing helps you with my homework. I get results like this. 2, 2 equals 3? Then after a few more colorful demonstrations. Now, for a parting thought, stick to your schoolwork and do your best in your studies. Don't be discouraged if it sometimes seems tough. The important thing is never give up. Remember that. Never give up. Ability alone isn't enough. It's one lesson I've learned from my partnership with the Fantastic Four. It's almost as though he's talking to me. Even the Fantastic Four have had defeats, but we always come back. Our motto is, never say die. He's right. By golly, he's right. Later, at the conclusion of the Torch's lecture. I want to thank you for that speech. I'll never forget what you said today. It meant a lot to me. Huh? Oh, sure. Glad you enjoyed it, fella. Oh, comic book sale. Oh, Mile High Comics. They got a full... Wow, they got the centerfold. That must have cost quite a bit for a full 2-page centerfold ad. Damn. Wild. Like a man possessed, Peter Parker races home to the privacy of his room and... Guess if the Fantastic Four could be defeated and then go back for more, Spider-Man can too. Okay, Dr. Octopus, this is it. Now that I know how strong you are, you won't have the advantage of surprise on your side again. This is one easy way to get past those sentries below. He just slingshotted himself. He seems to do that a lot in the early issues. I don't know if he does that much in the later ones, but... Hey, did you just see someone flying above us? Someone flying above us? Are you some kind of nut or something? So far, so good. I landed safely on the roof without being spotted. Or stopped. Now to get as close as I can to Dr. Octopus before he discovers me. But the strange scientist has his eyes everywhere, and... Spider-Man again. Well, this time he won't be so lucky. This time, I'll finish him for good. From now on, I allow no one to interfere with my plans. I will permit no one to defy me. And at that moment, my spider senses warn me of danger behind me. Nice try, Dr. Octopus, but I'm ready for you this time. With my spider senses fully alert and my spider muscles in top condition, you can't possibly hurl those electronic bolts fast enough to hurt me. They show cases, the Spidey slingshot in the first Sony Spider-Man film? Oh, really? I did not know that. That's cool. Focus here? Okay. He knows my every move. He must be watching me on some sort of TV hookup. Well, I'll just go somewhere out of range, as only I can. He's found a way to evade my electronic scanners. He's cleverer than I thought. Wow, real laser holograms. The Sunray hologram. An Atlas body in 7 days? Comic back issues. Poem set to music. Walt Disney stamps. Easy to build plans and instructions for go-kart, mini bike, and both plans. Hardy Comics. Quality comics. be a drummer. Golden State Comics. A lot more comic ads. This is in the 80s when this particular reprint came out. 1982. So yeah, you can kind of see how the ads change. There's still a lot of similar or the same ones that there were in like the 60s and 70s, but a lot more comic book ads, like ads for comic book sellers. Write your own ticket. As a Charter subscriber, you can decide how much you want to save. 12-issue subscription would cost $7.20 on the newsstand, 60 cents a copy. But now it can be yours for only $6, 50 cents a copy. Pretty neat. Alright, here we go. I'll be writing my book. You have to keep writing it and such. Okay. Good luck. But I'll defeat him with my all-powerful arms as I did before. He won't elude me now. Ah, there's what I'm looking for. The Chem Lab. I've got to move fast. It won't be long before he finds me. Come on. Yeah, focus. Maybe there, and then there. There we go. That should be good. There. It's done. And now this wiring will suit my purpose just fine. Mustn't make a mistake. Dr. Octopus won't give me a second chance if anything goes wrong. I still can't be sure this will work, but gotta try it. Now to find Dr. Octopus. Once again, at the last split second, Spider-Man's spider instinct saves him from sudden defeat. Ha! I've got you, Spider-Man. What? Oh, no, you don't. Moving with every ounce of speed he possesses, Spider-Man manages to loop one of his hastily constructed devices around two of Dr. Octopus's arms before another arm, striking out, forces him to drop the second device. But Spider-Man has superhuman strength, even as Dr. Octopus and he recovers from the blow in seconds, in time to dive out of harm's way. Now to get out of reach and watch what happens. You hope to defeat me with a foolish thing like this? You must be mad. App didn't even say you were live? You thought maybe you canceled? Oh, I'm sorry, Zeph. Yeah, we're almost to the end of Spider-Man here. Oh, I see. It's a chemical which fuses my metal arms together. Clever. But I can take care of that easily after I dispose of you for good. This is the first appearance of Dr. Octopus that we're reading here. Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Slowly, inexorably, Dr. Octopus forces Spider-Man back against the wall, blocking his web with his swiftly moving arms. Ha ha! Even your fast shooting isn't quick enough for me. He's using his fused arms like a club. Can't retreat any further. Like back to the wall, I've got to take a desperate chance. Moving like a person possessed, Spider-Man whips his legs around one of Dr. Octopus's tentacle arms, while he seizes the other free arm with both of his powerful hands. Got you! But not for long. Then, before Dr. Octopus can make another move, Spider-Man shoots his amazing web directly at the startled scientist's face. I should have realized sooner, Octopus. The best defense is a smashing offense. The colors look so cool. I'm glad you like it, Okurimon. Starting to wonder if the webbing on the suit's just part of this universe. You mean underneath the arms? Oh, sorry, that's up here. Yeah, that was part of the design for a while. The early comics all had the webbing under the arms, and I think that lasted. I can't remember. I don't know if that lasted until the 70s, but it was definitely much more prominent in the early 60s stuff. That blasted web! It's spread out over my glasses. I can't see. Can't get it off. Even though he can no longer see me, his other arms are now pulling me toward him with incredible strength. Ah, there! Got them off. I've got his two free arms apart, but I dare not let go of them. Give up, fool! Sooner or later, you'll have to let go, and then I'll have you. The whole multiple universes and stuff in Marvel? Well, there is that, but that's a little bit different. The Amazing Spider-Man is like the main series Spider-Man, and this one lasted from 1963, I guess technically 1962, up until like 1998 or something is when the original Volume 1 Amazing Spider-Man ended. Although they've like continued it, I think. I'm not entirely sure about like the newer, more modern Spider-Man stuff, how that all works, but from 63 to 98 or so, that was all one Spider-Man. Probably Spider-Man who wears green. Yeah. Give up, you fool. Sooner or later, you'll have to let go, and then I'll have you. I've got one chance, but I've got to time it, or the split second. Time it to the split second, or I'm finished. Suddenly, Spider-Man lets go of Dr. Octopus's arms, and at the same instant, lashes out with a smashing right. Now! Pow! He just punched Dr. Octopus in the face. You only know so much about all the lore and everything. There's a lot. There's a lot to it. I did it. I knocked him out. I had to let him go and then... Thank you for the Mario death. I had to let him go and then strike faster than he could move. Strange that an old-fashioned punch to the jaw defeated the most dangerous villain I've ever faced. Better not take any chances. I'll wrap my webbing around him many times while he's out. He'll never be able to snap this. Later at the sentry post outside the atomic plant, Captain, we've been hearing noises inside there, like a fight. Someone must have sneaked past us. And look, over there. Imagine knocking someone out and you hear the Mario death sound. It's the sign of Spider-Man. There he is. He's waving to us to come on. Careful, pal. No telling what's going on. You're telling me. I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. Look, it's Dr. Octopus. He's all tied up and helpless. Don't just stand there. Get me out of this. The authorities will be able to handle Dr. Octopus now, but I still have one more thing to take care of as Spider-Man. Minutes later, the dramatically costumed superhero climbs the sheer wall of a nearby hotel. He's somewhere in this hotel. I'll find him easily. My spider sense tells me that his room is just ahead. Ooh, look at that. Mighty Marvel does it again. Blazing military action torn from today's headlines. G.I. Joe #1. Daringly different, shockingly realistic. It's not just another war book. 48 pages, printed offset on special high-bulk Baxter text paper. Featuring the most fearsome anti-terrorist task force of the 80s, coming soon to a newsstand near you. You didn't know he had a sign with his face? That's a cool fun fact. Yeah, for a while he used to use like this little spider signal spotlight thing. He would like put up somewhere and shine places. Kind of neat. Your calendar of upcoming creation, comic book conventions, you're invited. Oh man, look at these old conventions. That'd be fun to go to. We have Marvel Bullpen Bulletins. Just kind of ads for talking about the upcoming issues and stuff. Inside the room in question. Good news, Torch. Your temperature's down and your virus is gone. By now your flame should be working at full strength. Great, Doc. I want to show my partners in the Fantastic Four that I can tackle Dr. Octopus alone. Flame on! And now for... Relax, Torch. Dr. Octopus has been captured already. Thanks to you, Torch, Octopus is safely under wraps. And I owe you additional thanks because, if not for you, Spider-Man might have been finished too. Huh? So long, Torch. See you around, pal. Flamin' fireballs. I don't get it. What did I do? What did I do? The next day, the Human Torch gives a pulse-pounding demonstration of his full powers before returning to the headquarters. Wish Spider-Man was still around to join me in the show, but I don't know where he cut out to. Now there's my idea of a hero. The Human Torch. And a guy like Spider-Man, too. Why don't you watch and see what a real man is like, bookworm? Someday I'll tell you why, loudmouth. And I'm sure gonna enjoy it. Yes, sir? It's gonna be a real pleasure. Your temperature is down? Well, yeah, he didn't have his flame powers turned on. And for the first time, a case ends without Peter Parker delivering any photos to Mr. Jameson. But right now, Peter couldn't care less. How does Human Torch fly? Isn't he just fire? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I don't really know anything about the Human Torch. When it comes to the Fantastic Four, I'm pretty much... I don't know anything. It's not a comic series I read much of. Special surprise bonus. A Spider-Man pinup page. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Apologia? Sorry, true believer, but due to circumstances beyond ye editor's control, our letters page won't appear until next issue. Join us then. Think he somehow uses the flames to propel himself forward? Probably something like that, you know. And then everyone should finish high school. Free comics guide and catalog. Free $1 million cash. Comic books for sale. 3 mil comic bags. Old and rare comic books. Tropical fish. Plants and supplies. Sell grit. They still have ads for grit even in like 1983. Earn famous name prizes. Or cash. Oh. Alright, well. Let's leave it up to comic book magic. Hot air rises, I guess, means flying abilities. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I guess. Good point. Alright, well. Okay. Well, that was Spider-Man. So I think that's all I'm going to do for today. We got through 3 issues here. We did Star Wars number 9, Marvel Spotlight number 9, or sorry, Star Wars number 7, Spotlight number 9, and Spider-Man number 3. Science plus comic book magic combined. Yes. Yes. That is correct. Okay. Well, that was pretty good. Got through 3 books here. Next week, we'll be doing... if I can find... Okay. Reorganize this stuff. Next week, we'll be doing... What's this one? Ooh. That's not what I want. Nope, that's not it at all. Here we go. Spider-Man... Amazing Spider-Man number 4, which is the first appearance of the Sandman. You missed the first 2. Can you reread them? No, I'm not going to reread them, but they will be on YouTube if you want to see them. Yeah. But next week we'll be doing Spider-Man number 4. We'll be doing Star Wars number 8 and Ghost Rider Marvel Spotlight number 10. Okay, let's see who we can raid, and thank you everybody for stopping in on this week's comic book club. Hope y'all have a great rest of your night, and yeah, who's even live? I don't know who's streaming right now. See you 2 later. Absorb water. All right, thanks. Hello, Green Bird guy. You remember him from the Game Boy Advance game? Oh, the Vulture. Yeah, that's the one we read last week. We read this was from Amazing Spider-Man number 2. Yeah. See you two later? Alright, see you later. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go raid someone. Who are we gonna raid? X2 is doing GoldenEye. We've got 90s Craig is playing some Game Gear. Not sure what. Yeah, I think I'll raid X2. That seems fine. Alright. I will be back tomorrow, because I stream on Mondays, for more Fire Emblem. Hopefully we can finish this game. Hopefully. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Let's raid X2. Okie dokie. Alright. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.